Club 15.
Welcome to the APTA's second stop on the Grand Prix Tour, the Chicago Charities, sponsored by the APTA national sponsors
15 all.
Viking and Uline, and local sponsors North Shore Orthopedic Institute, Fields Automotive Group, Walled Lake Planning and Wealth Management, and the Messina Group. We are live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live. I'm Brad Easterbrook, alongside Rodney Workman, bringing you a match in progress, the men's round of 16, featuring the team of Ryan Baxter and Thomas Murphy against the number 2 seeded team of Brian Compton and Scott Kahler. And the match is 5-4 with Compton and Kahler serving for the first set. So Rodney, why don't you just go around the horn and give us our players on the court real quickly.
Well, first of all, good to be with you here, Brad. And just a quick update that Baxter and Murphy jumped out 3-zip in the first set, and then the Kahler Compton rallied back to 3-all, and now here we are at 5-4. So there's been some momentum swings with the black right here with me is
15,
Scott
30.
Kahler. He's playing with Mr. Compton from Chicago. On the other side, returning serve.
On the other side,
Ryan
returning,
Heath.
that's Ryan Baxter.
Excuse me.
And Thomas Murphy, his partner, on the far side, top left of your screen.
A lot of firepower with Baxter and Murphy. Just big forehands, great volleys.
Yeah, Baxter, he rips the ball sometimes. You know, the biggest thing with him is choices sometimes.
30 all.
He'll take ill-advised shots from time to time, staying on script or with a good sort of focused plan in mind. I haven't seen too much of Murphy, but like you said, he's got a huge forehand. He can really rip that ball. And of course, Compton and Kahler had a great season last year. And right now they're a fourth team in the country, and they went to the semifinals of nationals last year. They're seeded second here. That's a really good team. Brian Compton, who's hitting there with the red cap on, has great offense in the backcourt, super steady, makes good choices. And his partner, Scott Kahler, is a great offensive volleyer, terrific player at the net. And in the last year or so, his offense from the backcourt has improved dramatically as well.
He's got a great two-hander, Kahler does. He's nailed it a few times early in this first set. Compton's improved tremendously, came into the Chicago scene 4 or 5 years back, it seems, and now he is in the hunt.
Like anything else, you know, sometimes you find that partner you just click with.
Exactly.
And he and Kahler, right from the outset, have had great results.
Kahler and Compton with their backs to us. There's a nice blitz.
Wow, great shot there from
30,
Thomas
40.
Murphy.
Mr. Murphy's offense is strong. I think if he can just stay in the match and not get physically exhausted, they're going to be tough to beat. He's tough. I've never seen him play. He does make good choices and tries to set up Mr. Heath. Excuse me, Baxter. He's played with Heath his whole life. I'll get that right.
Yeah, I played with Heath, and they had some great results, but Heath has really not been on the
Score
tour
is
that
deuce.
much in the past couple of years. So Baxter's tried a few partners. He played with Zach Held for a bit, and now he's here with Mr. Murphy. So see how this goes. It's certainly a tight first set. Great job.
Advantage Baxter.
And for those watching out there in this sport, it's really important not to panic. Kahler and Compton go down 3-zip in the first set, and they just slowly rope-a-dope their way back in the match. And there they are. Break point.
Yep. Great volleys there from Compton and Kahler. Yeah, break point to get it back to 5-all.
Hit the seam.
Great shot there. It's a tough
Score
one
is
when it hits the
deuce.
seam. It's one of the hard shots to anticipate.
I've known some players, including myself, that take dead aim on that thing sometimes. Just hopefully you get a lucky nick like that. There goes the big forehand. That's
Oh,
rare.
just long. Set
Advantage
point now.
Kahler.
Baxter doesn't miss many of those, Brad.
He's got a huge forehand.
Large.
I think that one, he does overplay it from time to time. Sometimes a roller is called for. He tends to unload. That's a good roller.
He mixes the speeds pretty well, but it is set point.
And
Game
there it
Kahler
is.
Compton. Score is 5-all first set.
All right, so we had that score backwards when it was given to us. Now it's 5-all. So in that actual game, Baxter and Murphy were the ones who were up. So it's 5-all now.
15 love.
Compton with the red hat. Great top. Plays a nice backhand side. Great two-hander. Will rip the forehand as well.
30 love.
That time of the day, you see the shadows deep and long across the court. Heavy
30,
sun coming
15.
in. And it hasn't seemed to have been much of a factor. It was like this yesterday as well, but none of the players have been bothered.
It's a great camera angle there. Better lighting. Good communication. Compton and Kahler. Always talking in this game.
Oh, what a drop. That's incredible there from Thomas
40,
Murphy. He
15.
held that. He anticipated the shot. And it's not easy to drop the ball. He was 2-3 feet above the net there, and he dropped it straight
Amazing
down.
drop. Scott Williams back in the 80s and 90s used to hit that better
Game
than
Baxter
anybody.
Murphy. They lead 6-5 first set.
But Murphy's got some tremendous hands, Brad, and I think that, like I said, if he just stays engaged physically, doesn't get too winded, they're going to be tough.
Well, clearly at this point you'd have to call Compton and Kahler the favorites as the second seed. But you're right, Baxter and Murphy, you know, they have a ton of firepower. And this is the first time for myself really seeing Thomas Murphy play as well. He's got a huge forehand, some great touch at the net. Seen a little bit of everything. He looks like a seasoned player out there.
Yeah, he does. Very impressed.
All right, so Brian Compton serving to stay in this first set.
He's got a nice kick serve.
Oh,
They-
good. Skied up for that smash. Great camera angle there.
Kahler and Compton hit a ton of those waterfalls, Brad, and the only downside to that is if you don't get over the top, they're going to tomahawk it. Ryan varies his overheads beautifully. A lot of cut on it, and when he wants, he'll flatten them out like that one. Great two-hander from Kahler. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Great exchange there at the net. No!
And then that ends the point.
15 love.
Just trying to do a little too much. Thinks he's got him on the ropes.
Had to force one in behind him and just pushed it wide. Ooh.
30 love.
All arm on that return. Didn't quite wind up. Hit it late.
Thirty 15.
There's that waterfall from Kahler.
And for those of you who just came in from our great women's final, What an awesome 3-set battle. The energy in the hut out there and behind, those people sitting outside, is incredible. There were oohs and ahs, people enjoying some refreshments inside, and it's an incredible atmosphere at the Glenview Club. Right on the line.
Another perfect waterfall from Kahler.
40-15.
1 point away from a tiebreaker. You can see they're using signals.
What are they working on? What are they signaling, actually, Rodney?
Location, what he's going to do, he being the poacher at the net, if he's going to stay or move, anything to distract the opponents a little bit, give them something to think about.
Yeah, it's widely considered that the first volley is the toughest shot in game, and often the most offensive shot in game is the return of serve.
Factoid.
Oh,
Did you hit him?
Game.
he
Compton
did hit him.
Kahler.
I'm not sure
6
why
all
he moved
first set.
forward there.
Tie
Like
break.
he wasn't expecting a drop, but I think he was expecting maybe him to hit the down up over it, and he was trying to catch him with a spike. So he's good game there from Compton Kahler. We're in a breaker.
First point into the ad court, which is different than tennis. And the switching of the sides is the other difference. But here we go.
Oh!
Compton Kahler lead 1-love in the break.
Good pressure there from Kahler. He's really, really good up at the net. He's got a lot of range, great offensive volley. It's probably why Baxter missed that. He had an easy look. He just hit it in the net.
There's the signal. You saw him give the fist. He stays. Super sizzle overheads from Baxter.
Yep, he's got a good cutter.
A lot of rollers out of these four. Everything but the kitchen sink, Brad.
Compton hit it fade away,
1-all,
high roller, just to
tiebreaker.
kind of break up the point a little, but got to make him hit it.
You don't want to be the point ender at any level in platform.
Baxter Murphy lead 2-1.
There's some other great round of 16 matches out here as well. Get you some scores from them from time to time as well. I know Araya and Broderick moved on, beating McKnight and Gonzalez 6-3, 6-1. They played, they started slow, but then they came on like gangbusters and played really well. Right next to us here is another great round of 16
Nice
match.
shot.
Terrific ball.
Baxter Murphy lead the breaker 3-1.
Baxter has an offensive volley, and there seems to be a trend in the last 5-6 years, more players getting offensive with a volley, Brad. Old school volleyers just volley it deep up the middle conservatively. There's that waterfall.
Didn't get over him. He was right
Baxter
on top
Murphy
of the
lead
net.
the
but
tiebreaker 3-2.
too tough to execute that.
Great choice.
Miscommunication there from Baxter and Murphy, though.
3-all in the tiebreaker.
Kahler and Compton have been chasing their opponents this entire set. Now they're making another mini rally in this tiebreaker. Great defense from Murphy. There, he got it.
Oh, good hold. He faked the cutter there. Pushed it deep, but easily read there from Compton.
Working that middle. Baxter and Murphy.
Now you got to be careful with Compton. His backhand actually, to me, is a little better than his forehand.
I'm with you on that.
You know, if you hit it hard into that side screen or think you're going to beat him up over there, that's where you get into trouble. He takes that high backhand and smacks it back at you. In the middle, he'll whack a forehand from time to time, but he usually hits more rollers and position balls. His backhand's the more dangerous shot.
Nice transition out of there. Baxter and Murphy. Wow.
What a great read there from Baxter. That's what he was trying
Murphy
to do
lead
before.
4-3.
Read the high
Tiebreak.
down up overhead. And then he didn't see him move, and he bounced it right into. Great play from Baxter.
It's not as easy as he made it look.
No, and there's some risk involved. If the guy doesn't hit that shot,
4-all.
now you're out of
Tiebreak.
position.
Great return from Kahler. Made Murphy flip the paddle.
Baxter Murphy lead 5-4. Tiebreak.
All right, Kahler coming in.
Ouch.
Right. 2 set
Baxter
points
Murphy
now.
lead 6-4.
Still chasing it.
He's hitting that two-hander. Great volley. That's where Kahler's got that offensive volley. So well done there. But Kahler's right on top of it. Then he takes a really good drive from Baxter and drops it short and wide, and that sets the whole thing up. Awesome shot.
Right on top of the net.
And if a guy's right on top of the net, unless you're blasting at him, maybe the better play is the lob.
Here he comes.
Oh!
Oh, wow.
Good little off-speed rollers there from Murphy.
Kahler being a 6'3", 6'4"-ish. Waterfalls are pretty effective.
Oh, you want that one back.
6-all in the tiebreak.
He overthought it'd be a little tricky. They're off the net. Even if that goes over, it's probably not going to hurt him that bad. You want that one back. Set point.
There's that backhand you were talking about. Compton unloads it. Baxter teeing up forehands. Look at him using that chicken wing volley.
Great following there from Compton and Kahler.
Look at that one. Great dig. Maybe a drop shot would have worked there. Uh-oh.
Quick turnabout from
Compton
6-4
Kahler lead
down.
7-6 in the tiebreak.
Tenacity. Never giving up.
Well, it's playing the big points the right way at the right time. It's often such a big thing. I mean, any close set is usually decided by 3-4 points, right?
That's exactly right, and Kahler and Compton have done a better job on the big points. There it
Game
is.
first set.
And
Compton
that's
Kahler.
stealing the
7-6.
set, being down 4-6. All right, here we're going to see.
Replay. That's amazing, Brad.
This is the early drive. Awesome shot there. Great anticipation. You see
Make sure it's
Baxter
round
moving just as Kahler's getting ready to hit the ball.
Great.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a moment.
You know who starts on what side.
It's a 60-year love affair, as passionate as the day it began. It's where the dream and the reality are one and the same. It's safety in its most exhilarating form. It is the 2020 E-Class, the quintessential Mercedes-Benz, made new all over again. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
I play to be a role model in my neighborhood.
I play to be part of the team.
I play to be stronger than my brothers.
I play to channel my energy in a positive way.
I play because the field is where I shine. I play to be a part of something bigger than myself.
I play to stay healthy.
I play to feel powerful.
I play to win.
All good.
Welcome back
Set.
to our Grand Prix tournament, the Chicago Charities, the men's round of 16 match. The first set was just completed and won by our number 2 seeds, Scott Kahler and his partner Brian Compton. It was a really good set, a lot of back and forth, but you'd have to say really, Compton and Kahler were sort of playing a little bit behind most of the way, but they just played the better points, the bigger points a little better. They were behind that whole tiebreaker too, down 6-4, and then quick 4 points in a row and a couple of maybe questionable choices, along with some great volleys by Compton and Kahler.
That's well said, Brad. It's never how you start, it's always how you finish, and you don't have to win them all, but just the last one.
Oh, and there you see Compton returning the favor to Baxter there.
Love
He
15.
moves forward and spikes that up-down overhead. And that is the problem right there with the down-up overheads. If a guy can time it right and get it off the deck, he hits it down at you.
Love 30.
He takes that on the rise, gives them a big surprise. When you can catch it that early, there's just not that much reaction time.
Now, Baxter and Murphy are right in this match, and they're right there, but really loose game right now in the first 3 points to start this off. But they've got to, I always think it's important for that team below to have that good first set or even take it. Now they just have to believe that, hey, we were right there. In fact, if anything, we should have won that set, or we had the opportunities or more than they did.
Well, like I said, they got up 3-zip early, and they had chances to go up 4-zip, and then Kahler and Compton just kept chipping
It's okay,
away
it's
at
not
it.
all full of mud. All right. It's not all full of mud or anything.
They
All right.
chased it the
All right.
whole set.
Love 40.
Set into the tiebreaker, and it's got to be distressing and depressing for Baxter and Murphy. It was so close.
Well, that's what I think. You just got to have a short memory and go at it. They should think they did a lot of good things, which they did.
Yeah, on the other side of that, it's really important for them now not to dig a
Game,
hole,
Captain Kahler, they lead 1-love.
get behind early in
They won
this,
the
or they
first
could
in the
get
tiebreak.
rolled.
Well, we do have another score in. We just heard that on the court next to us, you see on the match above, the 6 seeds of Bredberg and Pivert lost the first set to Barnes and Schmidgall. So they're having a battle over there.
Yeah, they are. Tremendous points, a lot of cat and mouse, dink and rush and blitz. Not the heavy power options, but these guys are exciting to watch.
Love 15.
Great return there from Murphy.
He's got a hammer forehand. Just got to keep his feet moving.
Ah, too good. Great early ball there from
15
Kahler.
all.
Momentum swing. Things are going their way.
He
He didn't really step into that one. He kind of got a forehand flicker at it.
Mm-hmm. Great volley from Compton.
And that's a great volley. That's a person who's supremely confident.
15.
Baxter's got an offensive forehand lined up, and Kahler closes it at the last second and takes it away. You win some, lose some, but a great volley like Kahler is one of the difference makers in his game. He'll win a percentage of those points more so than other people.
Well, and at the end of the day, he's the one
40,
who gets closer
30.
to the net in that trench warfare, and I think that person generally wins that exchange.
Yep.
If you're standing parked, not closing in, and the rat-a-tat-tat trench warfare, you generally come out short on that.
Deuce.
All right, just long. Couple of close but out balls there from Compton and Kahler. And you saw Compton before. It was very nice. He called their own ball out. Oh,
What a hands.
yeah, great hands. I think he, for a split second, thought about not playing it. Ooh,
Sometimes you gotta pull a rabbit out of the hat. Scott Kahler did a great job of staying balanced.
Advantage Baxter.
This would be great if Baxter and Murphy can steal this game.
Yeah, it would be. This is where they've struggled, though, Brad. They gotten close, but bingo.
And there they go.
Game Baxter Murphy. Score is 1-all. Second set. Compton Kahler won the first.
Oh, that's great. Tweener? Nope. Nothing. Too
Perfect
good.
touch.
15, Love.
I mean, how hard is it to hit a winner in this game, Brad?
That was a great shot.
Here he goes again, right on the net. Look at him.
Yeah, he's got great hands up there. He's one of the better offensive volleyers in the game. And, you know, you see in a lot of these matches, Rodney, a lot of players are playing similar shots. You'll see a number of guys, you know, with
Look at that.
incredible forehands and stuff.
15
But
all.
there's a
Hold on,
reason
guys.
why Scott Kahler
water
is on the
bottle,
number
let's
4
start
team in
that.
the country. And that's
It wants
one of
to
the
come on
biggest
before
reasons. His great hands at the net, his ability to hit a drop volley, to close in when others would be retreating. His offensive volley skills are top 5 in the country
15 all.
probably.
And to be an offensive volleyer, you need to be right on the net. You're not going to be hitting winners when you're closer to the service line than the net. So he's one of the best I've seen at it. He's perennially up there with the top players. Murphy going for that nick. Haven't seen any nicks yet.
Oh, great shot there from Compton.
15, 30.
Awesome half volley, and he puts it just over the net and right at his feet.
It's a good poach by Murphy, and then, like you say, Compton had the hands of God to keep it low, off of his feet.
15, 40.
$15.40. Here he comes.
Ooh.
And look, he was going
30,
right into Baxter's hip,
Yep.
challenging him. Love that. Great serve. Neutralized the Compton backhand.
And you'll see Murphy and Baxter switch at the net a lot. They want Baxter playing more of the overheads than Murphy, so he'll play to his left.
I think he's got a little more experience as a general rule, and he has a heck of a cutter.
It was deep.
Just missed it.
Game Compton Kahler. They lead 2-1. Second set. They won the first.
So Banchila and Frazier are number 8 seed, and a new team this year. They did really well at the Milwaukee Open. They lost in the finals to the Rose brothers. That's a really talented team. I'm excited to see them out there this year. They're up 6-3 and 3-0 against the team of Eric Fang, George Wilkinson, and that's a good team as well. So I watched a bit of that before we got out here, and they looked really strong. Ton of offense at the net, great volleys, a lot of cut overheads, plus plenty of backcourt firepower as well.
It's good to see Banchila still competing at a high level, and as long as he keeps command over his serve, he can compete with anybody. Guy's incredibly talented.
Yeah, one of my former partners.
Lucky him.
Well, thank you, Rodney. Not sure he felt that way.
Great volley.
And that's the thing that Kahler has too. He has kind of a pretty good sized continental grip over there on the forehand. He doesn't really have that topspin roller that the other guys have, but if you bounce it up, he spikes it down.
He gets on top of it, but
Right.
he's just old enough to have that continental grip.
Well, he's younger than me, and I don't have a continental grip.
Yeah, you don't
Love
see too many
15.
younger ones that are in that continental. They're all in the semi-western rolling heavy top spin. Love that camera angle. You can see Baxter looking straight up. He's got his head still, eyes on bull. Number one priority in the game.
Yeah, got to keep your head still. Your body will follow what your head does. So if you're moving it around, your body's going to get off balance, out of control.
Great rip from Murphy. I saw him early
Love
move his
30.
head when they were playing on court 6. He's got to keep his head still and just pull the trigger. Beautiful forehand he has.
He actually fooled Kahler on that one. He hit it with heavy topspin.
Again, Kahler right on top of the net.
Oh, there goes Murphy. Outguessing Kahler that time.
Love 40.
Stuffing it back in, and before Kahler turns right around and the ball's back on him.
Gave Kahler a little bit of his own medicine by being glued to the net. Scott starts back if you see him when his partner serves. Oh, tough drive,
Game,
off
Baxter
balance.
Murphy
Great
scores
job there
2-all,
from Baxter
second set.
Murphy.
Compton Kahler won the first.
2-all.
We got Pat laden up in the chair. That's a great return.
He's doing a great job up there.
Ooh,
Love 15.
Can't miss that one.
I think he thought about it too much.
Juicy batting practice fastball, and he overhit it.
Ooh, from Compton.
15 all.
Wow. Tremendous volleys off some power drives. It's great stuff.
That was some good stuff. Good
30,
transition
15.
ball there from Murphy.
$30 all.
Looks like he dropped his head a little bit. Chin up on the serve. Great dig.
I can't. Do you perceive any particular plan at all from either team?
I really don't. I mean, I think maybe up the middle on these overheads, and you mentioned earlier if Compton's forehand versus his backhand, so they're play a lot of forehands up the center there, right to that spot.
Yep, that's the spot that I see. In terms of the way it is, they're going to use more of that middle, keep it away in there.
I mean, why do you lob in this game? So you can drive eventually. At this level, they don't miss lobs, and you're just trying to get a loose overhead. Wow.
Oh, there he gets him off the net.
30,
and
40.
Murphy didn't see that. Caught him off the hip. Now it's break point. Great job.
Made him flip that backhand volley into a forehand volley. There it is.
There's two in a row.
Game,
Got him
Compton Kahler,
reaching.
They lead 3-2 second
And
set.
stretching on
They
both
won the
those
first
shots.
in the tiebreak.
That's a tough serve when you serve that aggressive kick on that back screen and it just double screens out like a meatball.
Yep.
Player at the net's a sitting duck.
Well, see, I think Murphy's got to make a choice to move in and close off and look for one ball that he can cut off without trying to stab at it. And then if he gets it, he volleys it through and then lets his partner come up. But don't reach or try to stab because his partner's just going to get the ball off the screen anyway. Sometimes you try to help, but it's the wrong play.
Scott Kahler serving in the black. He's got the Johnny Cash outfit on. His partner there in the red cap, Mr. Compton. Look at him trying that little sneak attack. He's looking for that side angle. mean, Baxter's been hitting this cut overhead predominantly out wide to Compton.
Well, right now it's been hard to make Kahler and Compton, miss a lot. He missed that one.
Love,
Or make
15.
a really bad choice. Now, was that a bad choice?
No.
Not really. The ball just got in on him. He didn't play it well enough with his feet.
That's right.
But it's hard to make Compton and, Kahler make bad choices. And as a consequence, they're just having a tough time kind of making a miss unless they can get a few big drives on it. But that being said, they're right in this match. Just a ball here and a ball there. There we go.
Love, 30.
Maybe a little mojo swing.
Well, they need to break back. And it's just going to be a couple balls like this. This is super tight, this match. Oh, that's a good one. There's
Just smoke.
the let cord making a difference. Great backhand there.
Love, 40.
Kahler's
Baxter.
missed 2 volleys this game, uncharacteristically so. Baxter is so cagey and crafty, and he's always trying to create some space.
All right, we got a few more scores kicking in our round of 16. Colmar and Morgan, last year I think they were seeded 5th here. But this year they're an unseeded team outside of the top 8. They beat the 5th seeded team of Anderson and
15,
Bostrom
40.
6-1, 6-1.
Wow.
That's a great win for them, so they move on.
Wow.
The Rosa brothers beat Hagman and Smith 6-2, 6-2. And Burris and Adoya with a nice workmanlike win over a good team in Crick and Lofgren 6-3, 6-2. So the quarterfinals is taking shape with 5 of our teams in.
30, 40.
A shout out to my 2 former pros, Hagman and Smith. Good job getting to the 16s.
Tough team they played.
Yeah. The Rose Bros. Most improved player, Paul Rose, last year and a half for my money.
Certainly right there. Absolutely.
His brother, Pistol Pete. No slouch.
Oh, he has excellent posture.
A hell of a 2-hander.
Score is deuce.
All right, Baxter Murphy need to break right back. Good rip.
Oh, tried to hit him with it.
Didn't get you, Scott. Okay.
Missed him.
Advantage, Kahler.
Not a bad choice.
Nah.
Frame him up. Gotta hit him though.
I think when the guy's transitioning back, it's always good to go low at his feet. He went a little high.
For
and
sure.
Kahler was pretty far back in the court. I like hitting the guy when he's
Game,
closer in.
Captain Kahler. They
Well,
lead
Hank
4-2,
Irvine
second
always
set.
used to
They
say,
won the first in a tiebreak.
hit it right at him hard, and it either goes out or it hits him. That's how you win points.
All right, that was a big, big game there for Baxter Murphy. Had some chances there to go get that break. Right back.
Look at the blitz. Love that. Great move. Ham and egg in it.
And that's just been
Love
the difference
15.
makers. These little forays, the great volleying there from Kahler.
Well, I love the way he saw his partner Compton getting ready to hit a roller, and he blitzed, having full confidence his partner would keep it low.
Love, 30.
Yeah, it's really been that net play that's distinguished the teams right now. Net play of Compton and Kahler.
Yeah, if you're not blitzing and finishing at the net, you and I were having a conversation earlier watching a match about the most often missed volley and paddle is the one where you're blitzing. You have an easy volley, but you miss. There's other players on the other side of the net. It's distracting. You're moving. Kahler doesn't miss many of those. Here it is again. And there it is.
And he has such confidence in
Love,
Compton's
40.
drive that
Exactly.
he's moving forward before Compton even
Exactly.
hits it. And then the other guys either have to get right on the net or they got to start leaving. That's
Game, Compton,
tough
Kahler.
turn of
They lead
events and
5-2.
great playing there.
Second
from
set,
Compton
they won the
Kahler.
first. in a
Well, it's
break.
that ham and egg. Compton's low roller
7
forehand,
games, no
like
ball.
you say. Kahler leaves before he strikes the ball. He's already at the center tee. That's double trouble for the opponents. Low ball and a blitzer. Not to
You sign
mention a
it?
guy dressed in black at 6'4". Hard to miss him.
You think it would be different if he were dressed in white?
Wouldn't be quite as Johnny Cash-ish, but
Well, that's for sure.
well, we got our Chicagoans, Schmidgall and Barnes in a barn burner. We'll try to bring you an update on that, but they're over on court next to
Yeah, it's
one
new ball.
we're showing. New ball.
All right, so 5-2 down. Murphy needs and Baxter need the break here.
Let's see how they do with their backs to the wall. We know how Kahler and Compton have done.
Kahler and Compton do a great job going about their business. You know, the funny thing, we talk a lot about in paddle, you know, in platform tennis, how the communication of partners. We haven't seen like a lot of Baxter going to Murphy saying, okay, let's do this now. Or, you know, we've seen some signals or this and that, but even not so much of that with the serves.
15 love.
And
Just
it's
a
almost
great-
like Compton and Kahler. They're on each other's wavelength. They're just going about it. If something they want to change that they see, they'll do it. But they're happy with what they're doing.
Another great blitz from Compton.
15 all.
15 all, but no, I hear you, Brad. It's rally time for Baxter and Murphy, or they're going to be going home here in a few seconds.
Oh! Kahler's like, oh boy.
15, 30.
Great shot there from Murphy. He stuck a few of those high balls off the screen.
At the lower levels, they'll get a letter to the board when you get hit. At this level, they say nice shot, and they're
30
angry they got
all.
hit.
Yep.
Nice blitz.
Ah, great shot. He read that one.
And the
30,
thing I loved
40.
about that
And that's the
volley,
break
Brad,
point now.
he didn't overhit that volley, the perfect length. Can't come all the way back unless they win this game.
As they say, one at a time, and there is one.
Game.
So
Boom.
5-3.
Baxter, Murphy, Compton, Kahler lead 5-3. Second set.
Oh, couldn't
Oh.
dig. Too good. Great return there from Kahler.
A lot more let cords in paddle than tennis.
Smaller court, easier to get it closer to that net, little lower net.
And your window over that net is minute if you're going to hit it hard. So you graze the net a lot more than tennis, where the margins are higher. Well, Baxter and Murphy are at that point in the match where it's rally time, pitch a tent, and the loose
15 all.
error there by Mr. Baxter.
Love 30, excuse me, you're right.
Yep.
Sorry.
Great return from Kahler. There's that continental grip that Brad was talking about. He gets on top of that high kick.
Oh,
Hello. Hello.
Oh, great dig from Baxter. Love that camera angle there.
ENet Live. Doing a great job with new technology, new angles. Look at that. See his teeth and eyes on that shot.
Oh,
No panic. Ginsu volley.
no,
Oh.
don't volley that one. You can't back off the net there and then volley that. You got to
Love
bail
40.
all the way. Even if he makes that volley, Kahler's closing in. He's going to stuff it. This is it. Triple match point.
Boy.
Oh,
Game, set, match.
What a turnaround,
Compton,
Brad.
Kahler.
too quick. I would have liked to
7-6,
see
6-3.
Baxter and Murphy maybe back it off a little and say,
Great
hey,
stuff, guys.
let's slow this
Thanks, guys.
down. Think a couple of things are going against us. Let's find the right place to hit the ball. Compton
Yeah.
and Kahler, really seasoned, play a great match out there. That's why they're our number 2 seeds.
Very impressive. Going to
All right.
switch over.
I think we're going to switch over, Rodney, to our number 6 seeds of Bredberg, and Bredberg there in the green shorts. His partner Max Pivert just hit that overhead. On the far side of the court, Girani Barnes about to hit this ball here, and his partner Dane Schmidgall. Oh, there's a great forehand. Now this,
Girani.
What a get. Now this, what we're seeing here, has been this match. Just a lot of back and forth, quickness at the net, moving. Nobody's got really a huge thumper and like a huge forehand.
That's
There's
right.
a lot of
That's
decent
right.
volleyers, some speed out there, and so these guys are sort of
Score is
moving the ball.
4-3. Barnes and Schmidgall.
All right, 4-3. Barnes and Schmidgall. They won the first set.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so it's this is a fun match. A lot of back and forth. Not a lot of those
Here's a new ball.
huge weapons.
I think this is a entertainment value match. You know, for those watching who haven't seen these guys play, you're going to see some amazing points, amazing gets, drops, good lobs, dinks, blitz. Fun to watch.
Oh, it's great stuff. Now, you know, you got Bredberg and Pivert, and the winner here, we should say, is going on to face Compton and Kahler. We want to take it. We have the draws up that we can possibly look at, but we'll bring them back in a little bit. You see the the matchup here for Bredberg and Pivert. They haven't played together that many times. Bredberg is now on the West Coast.
Huh. Did not know that.
Out in
Lagunitas?
Ross, California, Lagunitas. Yep.
It's an easy guess for me, being that's the only place in California that has platform tennis, I believe. Now Dane Schmidgall over there, right there, hitting the overhead. He's the captain of the overheads right now on this team with his forehand in the middle. Has lost at least 30 to 40 pounds. Perfect.
Do wonders
overhead
for your
5
game.
love.
Well, you're able to finish these matches, and that's what he's in the process of trying to do now. So congratulations to him on losing the weight and getting this game back into top form. Girani, on the other hand, has stayed lean, and he's always been a tough out for so many people in Chicago.
He's a tough out. You'd have to say the one thing about him, he's just missing that weapon, whatever that is.
The thumper, like you say,
Yeah.
doesn't have it, but he'll dink you and roll it and blitz you.
Yep. Yeah, he loves the blitz. In fact, all 4 play these. Well, Dane a little less so.
That's right.
But 3 of the 4 players love the blitz. Sebastian Bredberg loves the volley and blitz. Unique style, but doesn't really have a big forehand or a big return to serve. Pivert has a pretty good forehand.
Yeah,
but
he does.
It's more of a supporting forehand than a forehand that you see taken over. If his partner's going, then he'll unload it a little. If he has to rely on it as the number 1 weapon he's got, like there's a good forehand.
Tremendous.
But
nice blitz.
He does more of that dinking and moving stuff. Got hit.
He got him.
Yep.
35.
And that's exactly what Dane was trying to do. Gang out there watching. He had Max in no man's land. Try to catch him in the foot. Looks like Max to me, and I've had the pleasure of calling a lot of his matches, and looks like he's put some meat on his bones. Looks like he's been lifting, physically fitter. I may be wrong on that, but he looks stronger.
I mean, he's always been strong and lean. I think it's just a slim fit T-shirt, but no, he's in great shape.
Looks a little stronger. He's very tough. He's got a lot of weapons, and
see, I'd like to see him set up for those things more. Right, set up the forehand a little.
great lob right there. That just rake it off the screen. Those high lobs that go way above the lights are pretty effective if you can hit them.
You're seeing less and less of that in the game, though. Most of the guys are going to a quicker low lob, see if they can look for push them up quickly with a quick blitz behind it. But there definitely is a real place to use more and more of those high lobs, a la Scott Mansiger,
Yeah.
and
flip good speed
back in the day.
Well, I call it a throwaway lob. You know, they just push it, and like you say, it's, oh boy.
That's a great read from Schmidgall. He saw that drive coming miles away. Closes in. All right, we got a good surprise for you coming. After this game, we're going to bring in our APTA president, Tiernan Cavanagh.
40-30.
Great move.
All right, so 40-30. This will be for 5-3.
Big point.
See, Girardi's just pushing that serve in, and some guys will crush that. But you see right now, Bredberg's just rolling it back in play. That slow serve, not hurting him at all.
Absolutely no spinning, like a little knuckleball push Girardi hits, but if they do crush it at him, he just lets it go through, and he'll start it up from the backside. Great hands from Schmidgall. Good targeting that middle. Four shots in a row up the middle. There's number 5. Up the middle solves the riddle, they say in this game.
I got some friends of mine who believe that it's when in doubt, call it out. But I think that's less of a sporting way to go about it.
You know, we've all played those people. Not so much fun. Cat and mouse, Brad. Who's going to blink first in this staring contest?
Yep. See, because it's such a safe place. They can push this ball all day long right there to Bredberg's backhand. Oh, he missed it wide, I think.
Yep.
It's deuce.
Took the chance.
And he doesn't miss many of those. Max Pivert returning. There's a good blitz.
Nice.
Head out.
Schmidgall couldn't get out in time. He lost his balance a little too going back.
Just a good 1-2 punch. Hammer return. Blitz on it.
That is Bredberg's favorite move. He loves to blitz. There he comes again.
Sneaking in. Beautifully executed. Dane Schmidgall's got a great two-hander. Here he comes. Little sneak attack.
Hands
of God.
Hands.
Hands of God. And that's Girardi Barnes at his best right there. You think you've got him by the short hairs. Not once, but twice. They went point blank at him. Shots later, here we are. That cord.
Great shots, a couple of rollers.
Almost lost Dane again.
Oh,
just a nothing forehand, gets a clunk volley. Girardi's the master of the dink. Heavy roller from Schmidgall. That's as big as you'll see from those boys.
Yep. And sort of a different stylistic play than the last match. Here he comes, gonna blitz behind it. Great shot by Barnes.
Crowd goes wild.
Girardi's always a crowd favorite.
I used to call him the water spider. He was so quick, just moving. Got into your head a little bit.
Gonna cut it.
Nice teamwork there. Thing about Girardi, he'll never force anything. Unlike
Deuce.
Dane, a little fall away jump shot there.
Yep. Yeah, he really doesn't. He will force a dink blitz once in a while, but not too many things, right?
No.
He just keeps plugging away.
Nice shot behind him there.
He held it, froze Bredberg for a second, so Bredberg couldn't move. For those of you waiting to hear what Tierna Kavanagh has to say, we're still bringing her in after this game.
Man, I can't wait to hear.
Somebody just chimed in, it might be after dinner. But these guys are battling. You can see it's sort of a battle of wills here. You know, you're looking for that one ball, but nobody's really setting up for the big hammer, mostly because it's not their strength, how they like to win points.
Well, Max Pivert hit the perfect lob up the line, forcing Girardi to go back. Bredberg splitzed. Well done. Break point.
Well, so you take the last match where we saw about 7 or 8 drives, you know, frequently transition back, the ball driven through the middle. How many balls have we seen driven through the middle hard here? Like 1, 2?
Yep.
No, but you know, most of the points are decided with the guy dipping it low and the other guy blitzing forward. And that's the move. That's the play out here. But in terms of that big, here's the blitz again.
To your
and
point.
the ball driven through. But the actual hit, that's a great get.
Right on cue, Brad. Here's more of it. Great
Which
dig.
makes it entertaining.
Bang.
Oh! That was very water spout right there.
That's the water spider.
No!
Man, look at that. Hometown crowd.
Oh, that's just entertaining stuff, Rodney.
Yes, it is. And I've been watching
Deuce.
that for years.
Deuce.
4 great guys out here. Great competitors. Great pros. Oh.
Tough.
And out.
Great play.
What do you think about just Dane coming off the net?
I was just about to say that, Rodney. That's about 3 or 4 points in a row when they're serving to Le Pivert that they've won it on that exact same play, and they've caught Schmidgall in transition. So it is time for them to do something different, and there's the break.
Well, again, if he's closer to the net, it
Score's
works.
tied at 4-4.
Footwork was null and void by
4-all.
Schmidgall.
We're going to bring in Tiernan here. So Tiernan, welcome to the booth again.
Well, thank you. I hope my second announcement is as exciting as this. I wanted to remind everybody watching at home of the APTA initiative that we put in place this
Five
year.
love.
It's our travel lottery, and we have agreed to give $1,000 to the men and $1,000 to the women for each tournament. So $250 per player, and for Chicago and the next 3 Grand Prix. So for Chicago, we actually had Martina Andreikova and Charlotte Sikora, our champion and finalist, that received $250. So we're really excited about this. We announced, we drew on Friday so that players could plan in advance and get their money and show up at the tournament. So we're excited. We want to give more money next year, and we hope everyone, players of all levels, will apply.
Oh, that's great. So you need to apply first.
You got to apply. It's done for this year, but we just want to get the message out that it's available for anybody traveling to a Grand Prix that's farther than 3 hours away by car. So next year, it's done for now, but next year, get in there and send an email to Ann Sheedy, and you too can have $250 to make your way to one of our Grand Prix.
That's
Nice.
great.
Awesome.
Well, thanks, Tiernan. That's a
Yeah.
great initiative.
Thanks, guys.
It's awesome. Yeah, if we could get some more prize money in the game, certainly it would add some sizzle.
Game.
Watch that pickleball tour. They're adding lots of money in that tour. But anyhow, what happened, Brad?
So we got Bredberg holding serve there. They go up 5-4. And just like that, they were a
Scores
point away,
5-4,
or many times.
Bredberg, La Pivert.
Barnes and Schmidgall had a chance to go up 5-3, and now they're serving to stay in it. You can see this go a long three-setter
5-4.
if possible. It's in play right now.
What I see here is that Dane has to keep his feet moving.
Yep,
I
and
don't
they
know
got to
if he's
deal
getting
with
fatigued.
the best return there from Le Pivert, I think.
How quickly it turns. That's what makes our game one of the best, because it has the biggest momentum swings of almost any sport I've ever seen, in particular all the racket sports. Nothing can compare. And we've had this conversation many times. Great dig.
Catch.
Look at him.
Oh,
there he is.
beautifully
Maestro.
done.
The maestro.
That was a great
5
job
love.
there by Barnes. He hits the first one right in there, makes a tough get for him, and then he recognizes it, goes right back at Bredberg, then the drop. Beautiful.
Johnny knows what he's doing at that net. They like to let Dane take more of the overheads and have Johnny patrolling that net.
That's the shot I want to see, followed by, oh,
Another drop volley.
30 love.
Bears fruit. You know, whether you hit a winner or not, a lot of times they miss the drop volley.
40 love.
all right.
Nice rally.
Good rip, though, from Le Pivert. That's the #1 offensive shot I've seen outside of the blitz so far yet from Bredberg with Le Pivert. There we go. Good
Great
forehand
45.
there.
Bredberg puts it at the shoelaces. That'll usually work. Johnny does a good job of lobbing up the line. He wants Max to take those overheads if he can. Like that.
They're going to keep dunking them.
There it is again. That's how you create some space. He's really good on that. Ginsu volley. Hustle.
Oh,
Great volley by Bredberg.
good
40,
little
30.
cutter there from Le Pivert to set that up.
I mean, the drop volley usually is the beginning of the end, one way or the other, wouldn't you say? In a lot of these points, Brad?
Absolutely. Oh, tricky shot there
Deuce.
from Bredberg.
All the way back.
Yeah, and he caught Barnes a little on his heels there. Barnes should have been filling in that middle, tough spot.
Got to get that footwork intensity up that Chicago team does.
That was big. 40 love up, deuce.
Let's see how they handle it. Great blitz. Great volley. Look at Max. Yeah, he's tempting him to swing it over there.
Yep. That's one of his favorite moves.
Yep.
But it's kind of one of those things that people sort of know, and they're going to be careful with. There, he tried it there, but Max will set you up. He'll stand on the hash mark.
That's right.
And wait for you to try to bounce the ball down into a side screen. Then he moves quickly like a cat, cuts it off, and drives it down at you. It's one of his favorite plays.
They pulled a switch in the backcourt.
I like it. You know, but you got to be able to get Pivert to get these balls in the middle and get a look.
Slow rollers. Now he adds a little gas on that one. Bang.
There it is. Nope. But that's all he's doing. He's feeling only confident with the slow roller.
He changes his speeds pretty well. Slow roll, then he'll bring the gas. I love the way he plays.
Oh, he's a great player.
Here he is again. He's throwing the bait out there. It's the downside.
That's a good cutter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice one.
That cut off the bounce. It doubles up
Tied
the
at 5-5.
spin on the ball. You know, if you let it bounce right close to the net and you hit down on it hard, it's double the spin.
5-5.
To get the energy of the ball bouncing up off the ground.
Yes. 5-all. Bredberg and Pivert.
Now Bredberg has his position off the net is also a little unorthodox. Look where he stands. He's way back in the box. Most guys are very close and looking to cut off a ball.
Now he closes in though, but you're right at the beginning. He's a little Davey O. Mueller like. You know, there were a lot of those great players that played so off the net. Dane's favorite shot, that two-hander. He can hurt you more with that one than the forehand.
He'll hit the forehand, but it's more like he just kind of rolls it.
That's
a placement ball for him.
I love Johnny Barnes' lobs up the line because that's going into Dane's favorite shot, the two-hander.
That's great ball from Pivert. Really good roller.
Great shot. 30. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're right. 5-all.
Oh, that's great early return.
On the rise, big surprise. Take the ball early, it's harder to read. Well, Max is in the ad side now. Work in the middle. Uh-oh, blitz, sneak attack.
That was a great move. You know, those moves there, your partner needs to tell you if the guy's sneaking in. So Barnes, if he's not hitting the overhead there, should have his eyes forward and watching the guys in the backcourt. Great shot.
Made him flip to the forehand volley, and that lost the energy. That's what you try to do out there, is drive for that right hip to the right hander, and if they flip it, it's tougher to volley it squarely. Dane tries a little sneaky forehand, and Bredberg got no problem volleying that back. And they volley off the net a fair amount, Pivert and Bredberg. They play most of their volleys mid-service box, close in a little bit at times. Look where he stands now.
Yep, he's way back.
It's 2 faults.
30-40.
Huge point here.
Yep.
I mean, for those out there watching that are beginner intermediates, it's just like playing tennis, but you try to hit your shots to their weakness. Most of the times it's the backhand. Not always, especially you get to this level.
Yeah, in this day and age, it's really, sometimes, but you're right, you do have to find a place to hit that ball in the court where your opponents are weakest or can't attack you.
Yep. Where's the bailout spot?
Tries to hit him.
Oh, he missed him. Here we go.
No. Great call there.
Communication is
Game.
key in this game.
By communication, you mean your partner yelling
6-5,
no!
Barnes,
At the top of
Schmidgall.
their
Well, you're
lungs,
playing
yes.
tennis in a closet, as I always used to teach. So, yeah, you got to bark if someone's taking a sniff at one they shouldn't.
Here you go. But 6-5 now. All right, so down to the wire here.
Barnes and Schmidgall 1 game away from moving into the quarters. I've always loved watching them play. They're Chicagoans, and I know them quite well. Great guys.
And this was the moment before with Barnes serving where they had a chance to go 5-3. They played that long game back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
That probably lasted longer than the rest of the other games combined.
Yeah, and those are the games you want to win. The longer the point.
But here it is. This is where they were having trouble with the blitz behind. But there you see Schmidgall get out a lot sooner behind the Le Pivert return.
Look at him
Good
switching
job.
the backcourt. I don't know why Dane just doesn't start back. He's bailing anyhow most of the time. It's tough to volley on your heels. Sneaky offense. Schmidgall and Barnes 1 game away from a berth in the quarters.
Oh, that's actually one of Bredberg's moves, the leaping waterfall there.
Ginsu volley. That's where you heard Girardi bark at his partner. Super Ginsu overhead from Le Pivert. Sneak attack, great volley away from the attacker. Wouldn't you say this is just great entertainment?
Come on.
Look at this. Ham and egging it brilliantly. Well, he started up again. Ooh, sneaky.
Don't see that often, the dink and blitz from Schmidgall.
No, you don't. Not off the.
Oh!
Bravo. Bravo,
Love
Maxime
5.
Pivert.
Yeah, he was feeling it. He hit 4 or 5 cutting shots in that point, and that one had a great look at.
He just lightens that grip up, goes to about
Love
a
5.
2 or 3 finger grip, and nips it. Swings hard, takes the outer coat of fuzz off the ball. Beautiful.
That was a fun point.
Don't try that at home. That's a huge point, Brad.
They got a break to stay in, so.
He's getting sneaky again.
That's out.
See, that was questionable from
5
Max.
all.
Just trying to force something.
They saw him coming and hit it behind him, and nobody was home. Got to be careful on that move. Looks like he's poaching. He gave I think that's the poach. Yes, yep, switches over.
The move we talked about before. Great play.
5:30.
I think you're right. He's got to stay back from the start. We've seen it in the last 2 service games that Barnes has had.
At least he poached on that and then got into some trench warfare, but Bredberg has got great hands. And usually whoever gets the closest to the net in that trench warfare wins, and Bredberg closed in a little tighter. Can't volley on your heels. There we go. There we go.
Close, right? He got it
30
right
all.
closer.
Right on cue. Thanks, Dane. Great guy, Dane Schmidgall, Evanston Golf Club pro. What do they say? Brad, you lob in the green, you drive in the blue. That's what's going on right here. Back in the green, throw it up. Look for a loose overhead. Pound it.
Or in this case, dip it low and blitz.
It's coming.
That's a great cutter there.
Great
I
cutter,
like how
right at
late
the body.
Pivert is starting to let it go a little bit on the ball from occasion. Nice ball from Barnes. That hit the top of the net. Brings us to match point.
Add in.
For Schmidgall to get out of the way of that great cut overhead that the Pivert hit. And then turn it around. Here we go.
Oh!
Backing up.
Deuce.
And actually, you saw Bredberg put a little more mustard on that one.
Yes.
Surprising no miss there from, I like this. Different play. Instead of doing the standard and letting them blitz the way they have been, great job.
I do too. That's a great adjustment. You either pull them off the net or do that. There's an offensive volley.
Yep.
Great call.
Add
Match
in.
point number 2.
Radar by Girani Barnes. It was out by 2 inches, and he knew it the minute it was hit.
Couldn't
Deuce.
quite get there. Great job by Bredberg.
Match point number 2 saved.
What a great get from Barnes.
He's going to be gone. Oh, I think he overrode it. Not only did he gave him the fake. That's what I like. That's what I like. That's the first time I've seen Dane do that.
Yeah, and you know, just making that little adjustment makes it tougher for the returner.
Got to do something up there. You should be moving or fake poaching every time.
All right, so match point number 3.
Going Aussie. He stays.
Great cutter.
Yeah, it was.
Easily handled there by Barnes.
Oh, nice dink. Here comes.
Game, set, and match for Barnes and Schmidgall, knocking off the 6 seeds
That's
of
game and the
Bredberg
set.
and Le
Match.
Pivert.
That's awesome. A great match.
7-5.
All right, great match, 7-5, 7-5. We'll be back on at 4:30. Our next match will be a men's quarterfinal, where we'll have the number 7 seed team of Sven Burris and Mikr Doya against the Rose brothers, our number 4 seed. So we look forward, or 3 seeds actually. So we look forward to a great 4 seed. Sorry. We look forward to a great match then. 4:30. We'll see you shortly.